Welcome to Intermediate Blending, a follow-up series to Beginning to Blend. I'm JoRaSe, your host for this series, just like the last. Now, let's delve in and begin. Welcome back to another session of Intermediate Blending with me, JoRaSe. And today we're going to do the second animation method with our cat model. So let's get into it. First things first, start up that screencast keys and get into the right view. Alright, so what we're wanting to do this time is set it up with an armature. To do that, we go to Create on the left, down into Other, we find Armature. Click on that, it puts a bone in. First thing we want to do is get it rotated properly in Edit mode, so go ahead and hit the Tab button, and we're just going to pull this down. This is going to be the first model done using the full character armature. It'll be a simple one. And for that we want a base joint, and that's what this is going to be, our one that we can quickly grab and move the entire model around. So get that put in and named. Now, let's add in another bone. And it connects it to the other one, but we can just pull it over to where we want it to begin. And so what we're going to do is grab here, drag it all the way down because this is a leg joint, and here and pull it all the way up. And now we can, forgetting what I'm doing. Hang on. So if we pull it all the way up, better yet, some days. Okay, what we want to do is set this one up here. Now we can extrude one down all the way, like so. And we're going to throw in one subdivision, pull that down, and go ahead and put one more in right here, and have it right there. Now we need to get this oriented properly on the Y. So grab these three and slide them over. And we want to grab this one, hold the Control button down and left click. But no, I messed up there. Let's try that again. Control button and left click. That's what I meant to say. That will extrude it all the way down. But we did it from the wrong one, didn't we? So delete that bone. Want one here. And we want to extrude it over. Now if we do Control left click, it'll put it in place. Grab that top one and slide it over. Of course, makes it easier if we have both sets selected. So get it slid over into place. And this now needs to be subdivided twice and positioned properly. Grab and move. Grab and move. So now we have our back legs fixed. Let's extrude this. We'll give it 2 extrusions here. And now we want to do pretty much the same thing that we did on the back legs for the front legs. So just pull it out a little bit. And then in the side view, shift and left click, subdivide it 2 times. One for the shoulder and one for the elbow. Now grab everything. And make sure it's slid over properly. And now do that one more time. Extrude it out, slide it over, Control and left click, subdivide twice. Go ahead and get them properly moved. And now grab the entire chain and slide them over. Now, if we wanted to, and I'm going to just because, we can extrude out and up the tail. And grab this one, we can extrude out and up the neck. So that we now have a completely jointed armature for the cat. Need to make sure everything is parented properly. And to do that, first we need to determine if these are even connected at all. And sadly, we can see that they are not. So what we need to do is get them parented. I'm going to parent these to the backbone. Control P, make parent connected. Let's see, better way to see it though is to do it in pose mode. So now we can grab all these and Control P. It's odd. Okay, we're just going to go along with it then. Okay. Just get them all moved back where we had them. And I'll have to get back on figuring out everything. Okay, now Control and make sure we have the armature selected, and then select the, or make sure we have the mesh selected and then the armature. Control P, and we want automatic weights. And now if we go into pose mode and select a shoulder joint, we can see that we now have full rotation of the shoulder. We can grab the tail, rotate that however we want, and we can go all the way down the tail. And even rotate the head. So let's rotate it on the Z, turn this way a bit, and we've got full complete turns. We select everything and do an Alt-R to reset the rotation. We can now go in and start animating this. And animating in pose mode is much easier. So, but before we do anything else, we need to go and set our X-ray so we can see all of our armature. And that's going to be done in the little stick figure armature tab on the left, right of the screen. So now that we have that all tended to, we can begin rotating. We can begin the rotations. Starting with the back leg. And goes in a bit. This comes back. And then this comes forward. And now we want the other leg, the front leg, rotates out. Out. And down. So let's also move the tail a bit. We'll do a little bit of a side turn. Getting the wrong joint. And let's rotate the head as well. So now we can set this using location rotation scale on the insert keyframe menu accessed by the I key on the keyboard. And that locks everything in place. Now what we want to do is go to our end frame, which is going to be frame 100. And lock the same setup down. Now if we move to frame 25, we can begin by resetting all of the joints that we rotated. And we're going to do it manually. And now grab the other one, and we're going to move it out. And now let's slowly start resetting the cat's head. Rotate this on the Z and on the X and a little bit on the Y. The tail will rotate on the Z and on the Z. Select everything and insert keyframe. Now we go to frame 50 and we're going to do it all again. And give the tail another rotation to the other side. Rotate. And lock everything in place again. And now go to frame 75 And we're going to go through everything one last time. Just get everything straightened out. And rotate the joints we need rotated around again. And for these, as well as the tail, we're just going to leave them as is. So select everything and insert that last keyframe, and we're done with this part. So let's go and change our frame cycle from 250 to 100. Using Shift and the left arrow key, hit everything back to the start, and let's run it through with the play button. That looks pretty good. But of course, we're not going to leave it there. We're going to add in a path. So let's go into Object Mode. Add in a path like we did before. Hit the Tab key. We want tab back out in Object Mode. I made a mistake. Rotate it the 180 degrees on the Z-axis in Object Mode, and now scale it up to where it's the entire width of the grid. And deselect everything and begin grabbing the joints and pulling them out. This one stays, it's this one. Just to give a nice curve for the cat to walk along. Select the cat armature. And we want to add a follow path constraint. Target is the NURBS path, and we want -x. We want it to follow the curve. And set it back to frame 1, and let's play it through. I think we need to animate the path. That's better. And there we go, a walking cat following a path using the armature animation method. That's all for this session of Polygonal Art with JoRaSe. If you enjoyed what you saw, how about giving this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos from me. In the video description below, you'll find my Patreon link. Feel free to check it out. Now, on to the credits.